All right, here we are. Good afternoon, ARIA TOSCA community. We have with us today Arthur, and I can't pronounce your last name ever.
Arthur Berezin.
Berezin. And tell us about who you are and what you do.
Sure. So I'm Arthur Berezin. I'm with Cloudify, the good old friendly orchestration platform that you probably guys know of. And I was one of the guys involved in co-founding and starting the ARIA project. So this episode we'll be focusing on the inception of ARIA, and then this is where
the historical beginnings of ARIA. So why did you guys start ARIA? I just joined the project a couple months ago, so I don't have a lot of insight into the background and the history.
Sure. So there are several things that we were trying to solve, and obviously, Cloudify has been around for quite some time. I think that since 2014, as a standalone product. 2015, it was open sourced and ported into Python. But
exactly. It wasn't Python originally.
So originally, yeah, it was a Java-based product, and the modeling was based on Ruby. So it was like a whole other beast back in the day. But then again, the whole Cloudify team realized is what the team was realizing is that we have to have some sort of a language, and that would not be something that is proprietary, rather something that is accepted in the industry. And these are days where Oasis shifted gears with Tosca and moved from the XML-based into YAML-based Tosca DSL, which was very warmly accepted in the community for an orchestration language, where decided that Cloudify should basically follow that DSL. But having that in mind, that the DSL itself for YAML was just starting, was just the initial days of Tosca. So obviously we were building a product that would run in production in production real world environments. So again, we didn't have the luxury of waiting for Oasis to finalize the spec itself, right? So we had to develop things that actually worked in production environments.
And specs are made better by real implementation.
Yes.
All the time. Yeah.
Yes. So that was part of it. Hence, what we ended up with is a little divergence of what of how the Cloudify DSL looks like, which was a slightly opinionated version of the Tosca YAML DSL, right? So we had this realization. What we wanted to do is just to implement and have Tosca fully supported, fully compatible with the spec within Cloudify, right? So the first thing to do is look around and see what other projects are there, open source projects you can just reuse as part of Cloudify, right? This would be sort of the quickest path for us at Cloudify to support Tosca. So we realized that there are several approaches and several open source projects that did several portions of implementation of Tosca, but we realized that there was a major gap in terms of actual use in real world cases, right? So you have something
like which.
So for example, you want to orchestrate a certain use case.
Oh, I mean, like which products were we
right? So back in the day, I think Tacker was one of the tools that exists out there, which has the Tosca parser as part of it. You, Tom, probably are very much familiar with that.
For our audience in the podcast landscape, Tacker is part of the OpenStack.
OpenStack.
Exactly. So Tacker lives in the OpenStack community and being developed as part of the OpenStack community. Now, obviously,
it's also Python.
It's also Python,
it's
so it's
Python
the same
orchestrator.
Exactly. So you have the same development languages, development environments. Now, one of the things that we've experienced with Cloudify was that Cloudify is not a product, or the problems that we're solving for customers are not just related to a certain platform. It is almost always the case where they have multi-cloud, multi-platform, multi-technology environments. So they had OpenStack, maybe they were migrating from VMware to OpenStack, maybe they were looking into Azure. So, it kind of felt that, a certain technology is not the right way to approach this problem. Plus, Tosca from the DSL inception was about multi-cloud. right? It's all about being cloud agnostic. So you describe a certain workload, and you have this DSL, this rich DSL to describe real world workloads, but they shouldn't be opinionated to a very
To a particular technology.
Exactly.
Like Tacker was OpenStack, et cetera.
Exactly.
Yep.
Also, Tacker, from what I looked at it, it is a parser, a Tosca parser, but it's not a complete orchestrator. It works with heat templates, and it's really
very bound to
right.
OpenStack.
It uses other parts of OpenStack for the actual
exactly.
orchestration, whereas we wanted something
standalone.
Well, it's not just we. I think the industry clients wanted something that would be really open. So Tacker could have been a good start, but I guess
it was very opinionated towards OpenStack, towards converting the Tosca packages, the Caesar files into heat, which is essentially be bounding yourself only to OpenStack, which obviously did not match what we saw needed by our customers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So going back to the original question, so obviously we didn't find any specific solutions that would match our needs, but also we wanted, if we are to make a decision to develop, fully compliant piece of software to the spec, it's not something that only we need for Cloudify. We saw that something that basically the whole orchestration community needed, right?
Yeah. Well, the industry needed
exactly
a full, parser.
So not only the parser, but to make it so like the main point is to enable users to create a package, and that package would work with any orchestration platform, right?
Yep.
So to be able to parse the language is one part of it, and the second part is to make sure that it actually runs the same way in multiple products.
Yep.
Right? So hence we started the project ARIA to be a standalone project on its own, to provide this framework, this orchestration framework for orchestrators to just consume, right? So we had this need, we looked around to fulfill the need, and realized that, hey, there's a gap that we can just, help the whole community, but also help ourselves clarify and to fulfill and implement that part.
And building it as a community would make it better anyway. I mean, that's usually.
Yeah, I want to say, but we didn't really start from scratch. I mean, ARIA had a lot of seed code that, and we should say, like, the Cloudify project wasn't just, when we decided to go with Python and be open source, we also chose the Apache license. So it was a very natural, I think, shift to like donate code from the Cloudify project, which was already open source, to become seed code in ARIA. So ARIA started with actually pretty mature code already there. Is that right?
So yeah, definitely yes. So like we took all the experience that we've learned working with customers for Cloudify, and we wanted to have that experience shared with everyone in the ARIA platform. So like the notions that we implemented as part of Cloudify that we saw that actually worked for Cloudify, we wanted to keep them, right?
And that's important. I mean, there's a lot of people doing that now. Google, Facebook, et cetera. They often sort of incubate things internally, which means they run them through production, and that fleshes out a lot of bugs and so on. And so now you're releasing something that more or less works, that then can be refined by the community.
Exactly.
Right? And that's really a good thing. We've seen other open source projects that kind of start from scratch, and they wander around in the woods before they find the path to where they want to go. So
yeah, that's really
beneficial.
Point,
yeah.
I feel that since the project started, and I was there pretty much from the start, the start of the development, at least, not the conception. And yeah, we did start with seed code that was donated by Cloudify, but at this point we've matured far beyond that. I mean, the seed code was just the start. We kind of had a ramp up of development, and right now we have multiple pull requests per week, and things have already moved very, very far ahead from that initial start. So that initial start was very good.
And we're getting code now from many outside sources,
absolutely,
now,
yeah,
which is part of the deal here. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at the code right now, you would not really be able to recognize, maybe here and there, little hints that this used to be part of Cloudify, but it's really its own beast at this point.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's what we want.
Yeah, and actually, I should also say we're recording this podcast right now where it all started.
Where it all started.
Yes, those of us watching us on video right now, we're sitting at the Cloudify offices in Herzliya in Israel.
In Israel. Well, across
And-
the street from the
Right.
original offices.
Recently, Cloudify moved to a new office just a few days ago. But yeah, this is where it was being developed for a very long time. That's also a nice place to remember that really at this point, it's a very international project. Like all three of us sitting here live in,
Different cities,
Completely different
continents.
places. Yeah.
and this is just us, and the other people involved in the project are really scattered across the globe.
Yeah.
So
That's
Open source. That's the
Open
whole
source,
point.
yeah.
open source and open governance. I mean, this
And
is
open
what the
governance.
Apache Software Foundation is about. We do everything we can to ensure that no time zone or city or company is even has any priority here. So we do believe in the Apache way.
Yeah,
and,
it does result in a better product at the end.
Yeah.
Right?
we're already seeing.
We're
that.
already seeing that now. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for taking some time with us today, Arthur. And
Sure
I'm
thing,
sure you'll be
and,
back on here soon.
Sure thing. And you guys on the video, hop onto the community, go to the mailing lists, read mails, reply to mails, ask questions, we're all friendly here.
Cool. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.